Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back. This is a video that you guys have been requesting a lot. So this time I'm gonna show you guys how I made my track Deep State. Got my project here and I'm ready to show you guys what I made around it. And yeah, I promised you guys I was gonna make a video talking about lucid dreams, how to achieve yours and stuff like that. And I'm working on it. I don't want to make just a video just like a random video. I want to put as much effort into it as possible, so it's actually high quality videos. Anything I do, I try to do it as highest quality as I can. So yeah, I'm no longer using this big ass headphones for the videos because you guys said I look like a pilot, and that's all right. I do look like that. So anyways, let's go right into the project. And as you guys can see, I have it over here. It's a very kind of big project. It's not that really big. It's about 83 tracks. It doesn't really have that many. I'm gonna try to do this as quick as possible. I'm just gonna go through it real quick. As you guys can see, a tip that I can give you guys that I didn't give you guys last time is I tend to work on my track this way. I tend to have my my MIDI information on top, so like all the patterns, and then I start adding my samples, and then all the way down I have all the automations and stuff like that. And I think that organizing your project is a very important thing, because if you don't organize yourself, you're gonna make yourself struggle a little bit with creating. So you don't want that. You want to make everything as easy as possible, so all your ideas can flow easily, and so you can put everything as quickly as possible without any interruptions. The more interruptions you have, the more you're gonna be struggling with actually developing ideas. Anyways, I'm gonna start with the breakdown this time, and then I'm gonna start with the drop, and then I'm gonna go ahead with the drop. So I started the song with this chords. I had an idea of making something that sounds like 90-ish, yeah, like 90s kind of stuff. So I used a Silent ARP. Literally, when you open Silent, it's the sixth preset, and I just wanted something that sounded like kind of cheap, kind of like not really good. So yeah, that's how it started. It's D sharp minor. No, it's actually D sharp major. Is it? No, it's minor. But it's inverted. So what I did, it was literally just the seventh note of the chord, or the seventh note of the scale, I guess. Just put it down. That's how it inverted. Instead of just making the triad like this is just a triad. I put the highest note all the way down. That's it. That's inverted. There you go. You learned something. And then it's F sharp, and it loops the whole track. Now I have another layer with also very like trance, like 90s kind of sound, also with Silent, I'm sure. Yeah, and it's also a preset from actual like Silent banks. A lot of you spend so much time finding good presets. I mean, not good presets. A lot of you spend a lot of time finding presets, a ton of them. Then you end up having 1 terabyte of freaking presets that the only thing they help you with is getting your mind confused or like bugged. As I was saying before, the least stuff you have, the more organized you are, the easier it's gonna be for you to express your ideas. So let's say in the case of these presets, I'm literally not worrying about finding the right sound, because I don't really have that many to choose from besides the ones I will be creating, right? But let's say I want to lead. I just go here and I literally only have these presets. Why? Because I don't really need any more. The other ones I sounds that I make. So anyways, this is how they both sound. And then I have a like background kind of sound. It's a key. They all sound good here. This is how they sound. What this one's doing is basically just like ambience. It's very annoying alone. And then for the bass line, I'm using another, I think a Zerum. I feel like it's very groovy, very like 90s as well. I mean, I was born in 98, so I wouldn't really know. Besides what I listen to on YouTube. But anyways, it's a Serum sound. It's from ADSR. But it's also, if you don't know, this is a very almighty M1 organ sound. So, and then I have a melody on top of the chords that sound like this. And it basically repeats. Basically, this thing repeats the same note in the beginning, but then on the second part of the breakdown, it creates a melody that touches your heart, and that's what I wanted to do with this one. So to get all the instrumental sounds like this, just the instruments. By the way, I didn't want any sub bass to be here, so I added a bass line later on. Second part, a very basic as well. It's actually a layer, now that I can see. It's a silent layer. And another one, really easy sub. And actually, those leads sound horrible. They sound very, very cheap. But this is a pad, actually. It's 70s Horrible Wasteland. It sounds weird, but together, it's very dreamy, very sensual. That's how I listen to it. That's how I feel it. That's how I feel it is. But anyways, something important in breakdown, something I wouldn't really pay attention to, is rhythm. Make sure you always work with the rhythm in a very... Something we don't really pay attention in breakdowns when we're starting as producers is rhythm. We use rhythm. We just want to create some cool melodies, but like, remember that music is around harmony, rhythm, and tempo. I think I forgot, but rhythm is one of them. If you want to make good music, it has to have good rhythm. And for that, I added just some claps, basic claps, just to do the. So it's not just the chords. See, the chords without the claps sound boring. I think the easiest way to think about this is, what do you want people to do when listening to this? Guide them with your drums. Easy. So I want people to listen to this chord progression like. And then with the bass line rhythm, you also add more grooveness. For that, I also added the drop claps. Just a small small introduction. It's actually a lower volume than what it is in the drop, but it's just telling you a little bit of what's coming afterwards. Like I've said on my older videos, you don't need to use 20,000 different sounds for your music. You can use the same claps the whole track and nobody will notice. It will be okay. Just work on the volume, leveling, and stuff like that. As well as this effects is just the exhaust, reverb. Altogether, it sounds like this. Actually, I forgot to talk about the most important I forgot to talk about the most important thing is that's the vocal. The vocal is from Tisoki. He's a very good producer. I don't think he sang this, but maybe he did. And it sounds like this. It sounded like this. I don't remember why I muted it, but
you left me on the edge of everything.
I felt like this touched my heart instantly. So what I did was process it, and this is how it sounds. I literally just added a compressor, a free compressor. This is a very good compressor. I suggest you guys get it. It's Klanghelm. I don't know how to pronounce it. Just see this name and write it down. MJUZJR. It just sounds great. I also added OTT. I got rid of the lows. I got rid of the tss of the vocal, all the de-easer. And then I added a neutron, which is off, I think. No, it's a neutron with the equalizer, compressor, and exciter. And then a G-clip, just keep it below 0 decibels. It sounds like this.
You left me on the edge of everything. Yeah, you pulled me through, and I can't feel a thing.
And then what I did was I felt like since I didn't actually, the vocal was only for 8 bars, so I wanted to make it longer and also add it on the build up. So what I did was cut the last part of the chorus, I guess.
I can't feel a thing.
And he goes so well with the chords, as you can hear. Look.
And I can't feel a thing.
And something interesting is that the lead, I had it on mute. This lead, I didn't have that melody before till I added the vocal. When I added the vocal, I kept hearing that melody in my mind. I know it sounds weird, but I know it happens to more producers. You're listening to something, and behind everything that you're hearing, you hear more melodies. Not because you're making them, but it's like a combination of like some harmonies just clashing, and then it creates another melody in your mind. It's super weird, but thanks to the vocal melody, I came up with this song.
You pull me through, and I can't feel a thing.
For this part, I also added a ride. This ride is basically just creating more rhythm, anticipating adding some tension for the drop, and then before the drop, I just have this 90s retro feel, just because I felt like I wanted to add something nostalgic. So I guess the chord progression, the kind of sounds, the kind of vocals made it sound very much more nostalgic. I combined this two fills before the drop. It sounded good. I tend to do that. I tend to just cut different sounds. Now another sound before the drop. So it opens up, and then as soon as the drop hits, it closes again. It's a really cool trick to do. So yeah, the build up is basically the same thing. It's everything. It's the first note of everything, just looped. Nothing very interesting. And also the drop melody, but consolidated. So just consolidated and low pass a little bit, and then I have some cashmere drum fills. Long fills, and then I have another one. I tend to combine different samples, like I've been saying, because I feel like it just makes it more interesting. It just creates different textures instead of just one like simple snare. Look at this. This is how boring one of them sounds. Then you add the other one, and it's more rhythm, and I don't know. I think it sounds cool. It just works for me. Then I have this uplifters. In my opinion, you do not need more than 3 uplifters. You do not need more than you don't need 1,000 uplifters, 1,000 effects. I have this crash here. And in the background, actually, another thing that I always do is adding ambience. This is a very important thing because I think it tells people where the music is taking place, you know? So it's if you listen to this, it's a thunderstorm. And then this is vinyl crackle going behind it, and it's like you're remembering an old it's like an old memory of you in a thunderstorm, feeling in a deep state. So yeah, the vocals never say anything about deep state, but if you know what the deep state is, it's something that makes you feel numb. And I'm not talking about a meditation state. I'm talking about like a group deep state. But anyways, I don't want to get into conspiracy theories or anything like that. I don't want to scare you guys. But yeah, I try to put something very, very, very a very deep meaning behind this track. Even though it might look like a coincidence that I found this vocal that talks about a deep state. But anyways, let's go into a drop. The drop is very easy. These are the drums, 3 kicks. They sound like that. Pretty easy. Then the claps in the back, just give it some air. And then other claps just to give it rhythm. The way they are, it sounds very big. Now some exhaust. So it breaks completely. And then I have this bass lines. Then I have another bass. Sounds like that. And the bass line and the drums sound like this. For this bass line, I'm using a sub. And I'm using a layer on Zerum, and then I'm using an oddity. I really liked the release on that one, so. The most important thing about music, about mixing music, is leveling. So if you're trying to get music sounding as good as a professional one, mix them correctly, volume-wise first. That's the most important thing, then EQ. But if everything has good volume, you can eliminate all the effects and they will still sound good if they're good if they're leveled correctly. So yeah, I literally added a compressor to the kick, compressor, and then the bass line. They all have the same sidechain. I have the same sidechain for everything. Yeah, and then I have this loop in the back. Just making it bigger. It's just all the way to the back. It's very low in volume, and I got rid of all the lows. As you might see in my old videos, I always get rid of all of the lows except for the kick and the bass. And for the lead, the most important thing that you guys wanted to see sounds like this. And for the leads together with the leads, the drop sounds like this. Something very important for the leads is this lead reverb automation. I have a reverb automation that makes them, whenever they stop, the reverb comes in. And that gives it a very cool trick. Also, I have a automation on the volume of the leads, so they stop. So they stop. I also have something very cool that I like doing is, this is how the main lead sounds like. And I wanted to make the second part of that lead more powerful, so I added a layer that sounds like this. It's almost a smash lead with distortion and low pass, but it helps. And it's not all the time. All the time that the main lead is playing, the layer is not playing. The layer is only playing here. So just so you guys know, the layer is only playing here and here and here and here, because I felt like it could help the main layer. But the main layer is the main layer, and it will stay the main layer. So these leads were made in Spire. So these leads were made. The main lead was made in Spire. Sounds like this. It's actually 3 of them. One of them sounds like this. That's the main one. It has a ton of distortion and OTT. That's how it sounds without it. With a lot of distortion and OTT, sounds like this. It literally just put everything in front. So yeah. Now the other layer sounds like this. It's basically the same thing, but with a lot of distortion and like a square kind of thing. Then another one. Almost the same thing. They're just helping out the main sound. It just sounds like fat and good. And the other ones are just creating space. This is a layer. Another. Literally just creating space. They're all linked to the same channel, to the same group that I call Leads Out. I always do it. You guys should do it as well. It's very easy to control. And then I can clean them again by removing all the lows, so I know that none of the synths have any. Before the transitions, I always add some filters. I did that effect with Panomatic. So it goes side to side. Without Panomatic, the transition sounded like this. Honestly, yeah, it was Panomatic and gross beat. The gross beat, a helicopter kind of sound. Sounds cool. It was just good for transition. Yeah, for the transition, I also use the same sub drop that I used in the build up. And then I put back the chords. The chords from the breakdown. And it's super easy. That's basically it. On the third part of the drop, I added the build-up effects. So, and I added some extra hi-hats. Hi-hats that you can find in a pack. So yeah, I think this is it for the track. It's a very simple track. For all of you wondering, the intro is just the drop drums and effects without any synths. So there's no sub bass, there's nothing. Just listen to this. It's just a drop deconstructed, and also the breakdown is basically the drop deconstructed. But yeah, I think hopefully this video helped you guys in some way. Hopefully you guys saw something that you wanted to see. Actually, I didn't show you guys the drop, the master, but my master's always the same. Mid-side EQ, making the lows, mono, another mid-side, boosting the highs, an EQ that I always use on my tracks just to keep the bass tight, and a balance that I automate before the drop. I also have an Edison, but this Edison is for me to record right now. So I actually upload a high quality video because I didn't last time. The audio sound like shit. But anyways, I'm gonna be posting a ton of videos, guys. I'm gonna be posting a ton of videos talking about different kind of things. If you want me to do a certain kind of video, or if you want me to talk about a certain topic, leave them in the comments, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna see it, and I'm gonna add it to my list of things that I must do. I like to procrastinate a lot, sadly, but I try to fight it, and hopefully you guys are doing it too. That's the hardest part about being a producer, fighting that procrastination. But yeah, hopefully you guys like this video. I think this is it for today. I'm gonna see you guys on the next video. Hopefully it's gonna be the one talking about lucid dreams. Hopefully. If you guys want to connect with me on Instagram or any other social media, it's also Jay Eskar. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy this one. See you on the next video of Jay Eskar in the studio. Bye bye.